Hello and welcome back for another no nonsense tutorial. Today we are upgrading the T3PA pedals. They have little to no resistance and I got sick of it. So I've 3D printed out some parts here that I got off Thingiverse website. With the exception of the springs and the screws and the nuts and bolts, I had to find them separately. But basically now we have everything to be able to put together a little bit of a load cell kind of pedal feel, as the T3PA pedals don't have a great deal here. So we're just attaching a couple of screws here for the bottom into the middle base there. Since having recorded this video, I found a different type of base that I'm currently printing out as we speak. So wait till the end of this video and you'll be able to see that one. I think it's a little bit more concise, a little bit stronger, and just had a little bit more support behind it. As you'll see later on, this one kind of hangs off the edge, which is fine for right now, but I don't know how long that's going to last. The filament used today, of course, was PLA Plus, which is, I'm told, stronger than just regular PLA. So far, I've had a good run with it. Nothing's really broken, and so it'd be interesting to see. So right now what I'm doing here is I'm putting in a couple of extra rubber grommets in between the screw. In between the piston there, and what that is doing is just helping it locate to the sort of center with a little bit less movement, because without them there's actually quite a bit of movement there, and we just wanted it to be sort of centralized, which is actually proven to be a little bit tricky just there, because we're just trying to push it all through. Right, now that that's through, we're just going to secure that with the screwdriver. Not overly tight, because we don't want to bend these pieces. We want to keep them as firm as possible without actually stretching them. And now we have the piston attached on one side. Okay, once that's done, we'll go over to the pedal set, and you can see there's already two holes here. We're going to use those, and with the new base we're going to use an extra one. Just in this top piece that attaches to the pedal, I've just put in a nut there, ready for it to accept on the other end, and that's just going to slide up in the top, just like that. And the other side there. Just like that. Going to give that a little nip up with the screwdriver. Again, not too tight, because we don't want to stress 3D printed stuff, even though it should be more than sufficient for the time being at least. We'll see how that goes later on. Okay, and that's firmly secure on there. Now we're adding the base plate that we used, that we put together a little bit earlier. And for this I'm just using a couple of tech screws, because I find that that held just fine for the time being, and it was a bit stronger than the regular screws. And now we're installing the spring on one end. I'm going to bring the piston down on the other end. Now I had to modify this original 3D design that I printed to accommodate for this spring, because that's a spring I found from a hobby shop, and that's the size that it came in. I was lucky enough to have that length in size, but the diameter needed to be just slightly larger, so I had to adjust that a little bit. I'm just going to jam a screw through there. Now this particular hole wasn't big enough for the screws that I had. I actually needed a smaller one, but for the sake of it I used a bit of ingenuity there, and I just bashed it in until it fit nicely. Now the biggest thing here is obviously trying to make sure that when it's fully compressed, you still have 100% throttle. So that will come a bit later on when we go to testing. I'll whack it on and make sure it's giving us the full amount. There is plenty of adjustability, as you can see here, up and down, forward and back I should say, but given that we've got quite a large spring, we want to make sure that when our foot's all the way to the floor, that we have 100% throttle, otherwise we're going to be losing races, aren't we? So just making sure that these are all aligned and nice and tight, nipped up. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's all done, ready to go. Again, a little bit of adjustability there, a little bit of messing around, making sure everything's going to do what it's supposed to do. We're going to give it a stress test in the next video. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section.